Hello, everyone. This poem is called Rise Up. This was inspired from anyone who had experienced any form of hurt, discrimination, or bigotry. I also would like to pay tribute to two important people from our history, Emmett Till and Leo Frank. Rise up. Let's rise up from the ashes of hate. Let us rise up from the silos of pain. Let us rise up from the chains of stigmas. Let us rise up from the thorns of bigotry and discrimination. Let us rise up from all the nonsense, ill-minded policies. Let us not only voice our concerns and opposition from the depths of our lungs, but let us end the madness and cowardice we tirelessly bear witness. Let us not only remember who we are or where we come from, but let us never accept that we cannot be somebody, someday, or any other day. Let us not accept nor tolerate all the wrongness and backwardness being true, but let us fully embrace our differences so we can move forward and progress together. Let us make something meaningful. Let us make today different. Let us leave a thriving and sustainable tomorrow behind. Let us be remembered by our character. Let us repair our communities and restore humanity. Let us stand up. Let us stand tall. Let us speak out. Let us speak up. Because I tell you, doing what's right is never inconvenient. Doing what's right is never for sale. Even though we have been beaten down, even though we have been imprisoned, even though we have been ostracized, even though we have been down and out, even though the flames and smoke of ridicule, judgment, belittlement, and disgust shroud us, we will rise up from defeat. We will rise up from our foes. We will rise up from darkness. We will rise up from all the no's. We will rise up from our shadows. Because I tell you, we are going to rise up from the flames of hurt and all the cannot do's. We will continue to rise up and break these chains, shackles, and cuffs that latch on to us. We will rise up, rise up, rise up. We will rise up to the occasion that we are taking back all of our yesterdays and all of our todays. We are going to rise up because doing what's right is not for sale. We are going to rise up to do what is just. Thank you. Thank everyone who have listened to my poem. I want to briefly share why I have created this poem and in the time that I did. I want to continue to do my small part of combating the rhetoric of hate and our country's long history of racism, discrimination, and bigotry. Even though we have passed the Reconstruction era, even though we have passed the Jim Crow era, even though we have passed the civil rights movement of the 60s, still racism exists. Racism exists today in the form of systemic racism, or also known as colorblind racism. Racism fundamentally causes hurt and pain. And we may not all had the experience of discrimination, bigotry, or racism, but certainly we all had experienced hurt and pain. That's what racism does. That's what discrimination does. That's what bigotry does. It causes pain and hurt. And unfortunately, in our society, and our society has a history of this, and we unfortunately see it today, that people might have and may benefit from others being hurt. But I want to make clear that it is never okay to profit off of someone's misfortune or someone being hurt or in pain. And certainly, it is never okay to think that someone is less than another person. And I hope we can continue to have these respectful dialogue in a meaningful way to continue to develop ways how we can eradicate racism in our communities. And I believe it does start with understanding our histories and understanding our own mental models and our experiences in our communities. So I thank you and stay tuned.